Morning all, long time no video. The reason why I'm doing a video is because I wanted to go over quite a few of the charts and show you that they're all printing and reading one really important indicator or two really important indicators, and I think that higher highs are coming. Now, this here's the Bitcoin chart. It's on the weekly, and this is really important and really quite basic and easy to understand. It's this indicator here, it's the stochastic RSI, and you can see that it's about to make a stochastic RSI cross on the weekly chart. If we have a look at the 2-weekly chart, it's not far away from crossing over on the 2-weekly chart either. Why is this important? So if we have a look on the 2-weekly chart, once the RSI crosses down here, it then goes into higher highs. And you can see here there's a low into the high, and you can see that the price goes up with the momentum. The stochastic RSI is a momentum indicator. Lows cross into highs. This is really important. Also on the RSI, which this is a momentum indicator, this is a overbought, oversold indicator. We've got a bearish divergence where it's being overbought. But again, the peak, and there's the peak there, but that one's not as clear. So on the weekly, we've nearly got the cross. On the 2-weekly, there's a cross coming. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Again, RSI has crossed. We're right at the bottom, and soon a move should happen. Ethereum itself has massively underperformed this cycle. It's barely gone into price discovery. This move here that happened in August, you could argue, was just a retest of the previous all-time high. But here, if this is the bottom of this move, it's just a retest of previous support. Bang, 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 bang. You can see here. So there's lots of support, resistance, confluence there. You can also see that the RSI, overbought, oversold, is in a bearish divergence. So you would imagine that we come up here and hit our head. But you can see when there's a cross here, you've got lows into highs. So that candle there, that candle there, that candle there. On the 2-weekly, it hasn't quite made it into a stochastic RSI cross yet, but the weekly chart is bullish enough. Let's have a look at XRP. This is XRP on the weekly. We've got a stochastic RSI cross. This is the all-time chart. It's a slightly different view, but you can see that price tends to gravitate towards these lines. Kind of looking for XRP to come up and hit this orange line for a second time in this cycle, but we got a stochastic RSI cross. This is a different view of XRP. It's just sort of highlighting the movement of this cycle since it started in November. Price absolutely skyrocketed. It was bloody incredible. But here you've got a stochastic RSI cross into a high. It's not so clear on the 2-weekly with these micro movements, but a low into a high, although the indicator is a bit lagging. If we turn it over to the weekly, it's a bit clearer. Low cross into high price. We've got a bearish divergence on the RSI. I think this here is for the daily chart. $4.40 would be quite a reasonable price, and it could be lower. I mean, we could be looking at $4 flat, but anyway, higher highs are on the way, if you ask me. Stochastic RSI cross, stochastic RSI cross. Let's have a quick look at HBAR. HBAR itself, this cycle has been massively underwhelming. It hasn't even created a new high or gone into price discovery. That was the previous cycle high. here at like 47 cents. But again, H-bar is doing something really interesting. It's coiling up. Once this support breaks, I think that price should go absolutely insane. I hope so anyway. And you can see stochastic RSI crosses lead into highs on the weekly. Crosses lead into highs. Flare chart's quite interesting as well. You've got, and again, stochastic RSI cross, price high. Stochastic RSI lows with a cross into highs. Cross into highs. And here we've got a cross. What should come next? And there's the weekly. That was the 2 weekly chart. Here's the weekly cross. We should be going into highs. Songbird, the chart doesn't look that great, to be honest. It continues to coil. This is over many years. This is the 2022 candle. The coincidence of this meets in 2027. So here with Songbird, you can see that the same thing is happening. The chart itself doesn't look that great. We've got a clear resistance, and I think that this resistance will continue to be held for a couple more years at least. But anyway, the same rule applies. Stochastic RSI crosses at the low, price into a high, another cross into a high, a low into a high, a low into a high. If this support does break, I think the price will go crazy, but I don't think that support breaks because of the tokenomics of Songbird itself. XCN, same thing. Consolidation, coiling up, although we have lost the support, but you have a stochastic RSI cross into a high, a low into a high with a bearish divergence as well. So this momentum is getting smaller and smaller, but like with Flare, I think that once this resistance breaks, the price goes crazy. Over here we have the same thing with the total chart. This is all the cryptos, including Bitcoin. We've got a stochastic RSI cross on the weekly, bearish divergence on the RSI. December could well be quite an amazing month for crypto. We could come all the way back up to here, honestly. I don't know how many candles it would do it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to the support, or 5 to the resistance, and then 1, 2, 3 into price discovery. And the total 2 chart, again, stochastic RSI cross. We're in lows. We've retested this area back here, which has got many support resistance from the previous 2021 market. We could come back up to this purple resistance in a few candles time. 1.89 total, 4.36 total. Now let's have a quick look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. This is the all-time chart. This here is a support resistance that has mostly been a resistance, but recently Bitcoin has been holding it as support. However, Bitcoin has now dropped, this is a weekly chart, it's dropped the moving average, the slow moving average and the quick move, that's the quick moving average, that's the slow moving average, it's dropped them, and the RSI momentum indicator is pointing down on the weekly. If we lose this support here, which currently is at about 57%, and next week it will still be about 57%, if we start making our way down to this green box, this is what happens when an alt season occurs. These charts are the altcoins, and they're reading that they want an alt season. This support, once it breaks, price goes crazy. This support, if it breaks, price goes crazy. But if not, there's 100% gain there. And here, the support may not break. There's a 90% gain. H-bar. Hopefully the support breaks. Let's just do a 60% gain. It's not to be sniffed at. Could we be looking at a $7,000, $7,300 Ethereum if there's an alt season? And there should be an alt season. It should happen. Bitcoin itself's taken a bit of a hammering. but it's just sort of retesting previous market moves of this cycle. And we've had move 1, 2 with a double crown and a double crown. Market cycles tend to end with euphoric blows off the top, and I don't believe that we've had that euphoric blow off the top yet. The stochastic RSI is reading that we're probably going to go into another uptrend, and that should be the third and final wave of the entire bull market for this season. And then it's very, very likely that we go into a horrible, horrible bear market, and even worse still, likely a global recession. I'd recommend studying this chart. We're due a global recession. We're due a really bad one. I talked about it in this video here, and here, this is the basic chart. 1930s, 1970s, 2000s. So that's from here to here is 40 years. From here to here is 30 years. From the 2000s to 2025 is obviously 25 years. So 40, 30, 25. To me, that's a pattern. And I'd recommend watching this video here. I'll send a link. I'll put a link in the description. This is really interesting, and how I would look to position myself moving forward into the next cycle. Really interesting video. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Just here for fun. Take care.